colleagues, this is a very emotional moment for me. You may have noticed that I have recently started all my speeches with the words, colleagues and friends. I truly believe these words reflect the spirit in which we gather as parliamentary colleagues and even as friends, coming together to address the challenges facing our regions. As chair, I have aimed to lead inclusively, bringing everyone in, regardless of political background or other differences, because that is what the spirit of Helsinki is all about. First, I want to begin by sincerely thanking our Portuguese hosts for providing such a wonderful environment in which I conclude my term as president. You have done an outstanding job, and I believe we all feel at home here in Porto, which has had a very positive effect on our discussions. As my presidency comes to an end here in Porto, I would like to share a few brief reflections. I believe we have achieved a great deal over the past 2 years, but not enough. The most concrete example of this is that Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine continues. I think many of us wish that, as an organization, we could have done more. But believe me, that time will come, when a peace agreement will eventually be signed, and it will be. Someone will need to monitor its implementation. There will also come a time to ensure democracy is realized, to organize and monitor elections, and to begin rebuilding the core foundations of societies destroyed by the war. Then it will be our time to act. Many people I've met have said that if the OSCE didn't exist, it would need to be invented. Dear friends, let me highlight a few accomplishments that I believe we can already be proud of. At the beginning of this year, we held the Bureau meeting in Kyiv, becoming the first, and I believe the only, international organization to convene for regular work in Ukraine since the full-scale invasion began. It was not just a visit, it was the Ukrainian parliament hosting us for our core activities. It was a symbolic and powerful way to say, Ukraine is one of us, and we stand with them. We also launched a visiting program to OSCE field operations to support and raise awareness about their work. I myself, together with about 30 colleagues, visited Serbia and Tajikistan. If you ever have the opportunity, I encourage you to learn more about what the OSCE has already achieved in the 12 field missions still in operation. Our ad hoc committees have continued their excellent work. I was pleased to join visits with the Migration Committee to Lampedusa and with the Counterterrorism Committee to Washington, New York, and Turkey. We've been actively engaged in the situation in the Middle East, organizing several wide-ranging discussions and conducting 2 high-level visits to Israel and the West Bank in the past year. Our aim has been to get a comprehensive picture of why this war has happened and how to end it. There is a consensus that humanitarian aid to Gaza must not be blocked and that everything must be done to protect civilians, especially children. I'm also pleased to see the power of parliamentary diplomacy in more subtle ways. For example, many of you were heartened that our Azerbaijani and Armenian colleagues served together as lead observers in the election observation mission in Uzbekistan last year. I sincerely hope that the people of the South Caucasus will see lasting peace and stability, the rule of law, economic growth, and new forms of connection between people and nations in the region. I'm particularly happy about the commitment shown by the Central Asian countries to the OSCE's work and the way they have come together to address challenges as water scarcity and climate change. Dear friends, when I was elected, you might remember that I promised to focus on building bridges. In this, I feel the past 2 years have been a success. I hope I have made everyone in this room feel that this is your organization, this is your assembly. I must emphasize that this has not always been easy. Just as we admire the beautiful bridges of Porto and the engineering it took to build them, political bridge building is also far from simple. I admit that I've paid a certain political price for this bridge building work, especially in my own home country. But I have done it in the name of our assembly, in the name of dialogue, and for the promotion of security and peace. At times, this has required personal sacrifices as well. My thanks go to the many parliaments that have warmly welcomed me over the past 2 years, from Dushanbe to Belgrade, from Dublin to Washington. I see this primarily as a sign of respect, not to me personally, but for our organization and a recognition of the work we have done all together. I also want to thank the International Secretariat in Vienna and in Copenhagen for supporting me in my work. While the decisions have always been mine, and I take full responsibility for them, the Secretariat has ensured that those decisions have been well-grounded. Thank you, Roberto, and thank the whole team. You are the best and most professional International Secretariat in the world. Rest assured. And last, I encourage the next president and all of us to be ambitious, be even impossibly ambitious. The people across the OSCE region and beyond deserve lasting peace and a future not only for themselves, but also for the generations to come. Dear colleagues and friends, thank you for your dedication to this assembly and our shared mission. There is still much work ahead. Let us remember, together we are stronger.